How's it going? Delmarva, thank you for tuning in. This is Chief Meteorologist Hunter out in the TV Delmarva Weather Center. Let's have a look at the rest of the afternoon and evening forecast. We're finally getting a little bit of some wet weather that we desperately need, but we're not going to be getting the relief that we actually need because we're about a foot of rain behind. But regardless, we're going to be looking at cloudy skies, rounds of showers for the afternoon hours, highs of 73 to 77, with our winds from the southwest, 10 to 20 miles an hour sustained, gusting as high as 30. As we're heading towards the overnight hours, we're going to be looking at cloudy skies, rounds of showers, and maybe even some embedded thunderstorms later on this evening, as we're looking at overnight lows of 50 to 54, with the winds from the northwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Let's have a look at futurecast for the rest of the overnight hours into the day on Thursday as we're heading in towards about 8 o'clock this evening. You can see that initial burst of some precipitation moving through. Heading in towards this evening, looking a little bit on the scattered side. We start to see a little bit of some precipitation developing with temperatures in the 70s. And then we could be looking at some sporadic areas of some isolated thunderstorms around the later evening hours. But as we progress later in the night, though, we're going to be looking at a redevelopment of those showers, especially for the early morning hours tomorrow, as we're going to be starting things off with some wet weather, temperatures in the 50s. But the bulk of the rain tomorrow is going to be in the morning hours. Once we get towards about noon or so, we start to see a lot of precipitation moving off of the coast, and we will be looking at definitely some much cooler conditions tomorrow. In fact, we might be struggling to even get to 60 degrees, but we will be looking at that frontal boundary continuing to move on through as we're heading in towards the evening hours. And we start to see some clearing beginning to move in. As you see, temperatures didn't really change all that much either, staying in the 50s. And then heading in towards tomorrow night, we're going to be watching for more clear skies beginning to move in and some cooler temperatures to start off your Friday in the 40s. Let's have a look at the Thursday forecast for the Mars. We're looking at morning showers becoming a lot more scattered as we're heading in towards the early afternoon hours. Cooler temperatures 58 to 64, but I think we're going to be struggling to get to 60 with our winds from the north at about 5 miles an hour. And then heading in towards the overnight hours tomorrow night, decreasing clouds becoming partly cloudy with some cooler temperatures, looking at overnight lows of 46 to 50 degrees with our winds from the west at about 5 miles an hour. Let's have a look at the extended outlook. Well, we get a break for about one day of some dry weather heading in towards your Friday. 68 degrees on a partly sunny skies to another disturbance arriving on Saturday, giving us some rain chances. And then we got that really quick warm up for about a day on Sunday, getting up towards the lower 80s with more rain chances to start the brand new work week.